Ms. Brown, would you please take the roll?
Sunday. Mumgard. Gaines. Glover. Jaworski. Klug. Stubbe. Engberg.
Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Do we have an affidavit of publication on file?
We do.
And a current copy of the Open Meetings Act is posted in the back of the council chambers. We have two special presentations tonight. First one, I'd like to invite Amy Schmidt up. Amy's leaving us. So we just want to congratulate you on your retirement, but I thought people would be interested. She's been with us for 12 years as a meter reader, meter technician. It's one of those few positions that has a lot of direct contact with residents. And it's not always the friendliest. She might be going in to want to replace somebody's meter. They think we own it. Then after she talks to them, they find out they own it, which means now they got to pay for it, and they're not always the happiest. So sometimes some conflict situations, and she does a wonderful, wonderful job with residents and educating and keeping them calm. So thanks for everything you've done there. I think you know everybody in town, and every business knows you, and you can just walk in anywhere and do anything you want. So thanks for representing us so well. But I think the amazing fact is in 12 years, if you try to figure out how much she has walked, Public Works estimated probably 20,000 miles. Go around the earth is 25,000 miles, so you're almost there. You've got to stay, about 4 more years and you'll make it around the earth. But I've got an official proclamation I'd like to give, recognizing the retirement of Amy Schmidt, honoring her for 12 years of outstanding service. Whereas Amy Schmidt began her career with the City of Papillion and Public Works as a meter reader on March 26, 2007, and was promoted to meter technician on August 9, 2010. And whereas Amy has conscientiously served the City of Papillion and its citizens through her work in reading and repairing meters, troubleshooting metering technology, providing outstanding customer service through direct contact with citizens, representing the city in the highest regard possible, and of course plowing snow. And whereas these years of service have included walking countless miles, many times in extreme cold or heat, through all types of conditions, including rain, drifted snow, and all manner of critters. And whereas Amy's strong work ethic and perseverance have left a positive impact on both the citizens and staff of the City of Papillion, whereas Amy's work has been highly valued and greatly appreciated through her years of service with the city. Now therefore, I, David P. Black, Mayor of the City of Papillion, do hereby present this proclamation to express our sincere appreciation and gratitude to Amy Schmidt for over 12 years of dedicated service and countless contributions to the City of Papillion. Wish you the best in retirement.
Thank you.
Want to say a few words?
I don't really have much to say other than thank you to the city. Thank you to this guy right here, Marty Lemming, for hiring me at 43 years of age. Took a chance on me. I've always appreciated him for that. My new boss, Jen Raisler, I've worked with her for the last 12 years, loved it. She's been awesome. Everybody I've worked with, I can't say everybody. Tony, I could name a whole lot of people. My coworker, Matt Romero, he couldn't be here tonight. His wife wasn't feeling well. I couldn't ask for a better coworker. So I've always been proud to wear the city logo. So, and I still will. I love this town, always will. So, and thank you for all the support. Appreciate it. Had that support in the loss of my husband, and I greatly appreciated all that. So thank you very much. And we hope the next person gets to 25,000 miles. I think Matt might be there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And when you're bored, I'm sure we've got some part-time jobs, so you can always come back. So thank you again. Chief, there you are.
Tonight I wanted to recognize our CLIA accreditation team. In 2012, the Papillion Police Department obtained its first of 3 accreditation awards from the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, otherwise known as CLIA. In 2015, the police department successfully completed its first reaccreditation. CLIA is the gold standard for accreditation for public service. Law enforcement agencies must provide compliance to 495 standards or best practices for contemporary policing from leading industry organizations such as the International Association of Chiefs of Police, the Police Executive Research Forum, the National Association of Black Law Enforcement Executives, and the National Sheriff's Association. These best practices and standards are continuously evolving and require a cycle of review, revision, gathering documentation, and other evidence to prove that we're complying with these standards. This last accreditation cycle covered 3 years, and then this new award will do 4, but this current award is covering 2015 through 2018. Most CLIA agencies maintain a single accreditation manager, but the police department has rotated personnel in this assignment for a number of years over the course of the last 3. This was primarily due to the growth of the police department, or better yet, promotions. And so this work is often tedious, boring, frustrating, and complicated at times. And despite these speed bumps, these individuals came together and worked as our accreditation team. Lieutenant Warren Orchard manages the CLIA program from 2015 to current. Sergeant Kurt McClannon and Officer Jessica Moore previously were assigned in 2015. Sergeant Corey Habrock was previously assigned 2015 through 2018. Sergeant Catherine Mattern, she's currently the accreditation manager. She also served as the training officer in 2017 with collateral duties, such as helping with trying to find compliance documents. Officer Robert Morrell, who's not here tonight, is our current training officer. All of these officers, even when they went to their new assignments, continued to help us try to pin down compliance documents, do reviews on policy updates, and then provided training to our personnel on these new matters. And I would say that this is a very unique approach when it comes to CLIA accreditation, but I think it really works. It works for this police department because it's really helped get that culture of excellence and start getting down into the organization a lot faster. We've had our speed bumps along the way, but we've worked through them, and that's what it's all about. I'd like to give some special thanks to Ms. Carrie Svensson, the Director of Human Resources, who couldn't be here tonight because she also was responsible for assisting this team in their numerous requests for compliance documents related to civil service, recruiting, hiring, and many other topics. And so at this time, I'd like to publicly thank our accreditation team of officers for their persistence in obtaining this 3rd Advanced Accreditation Award for Excellence in Policing. We couldn't have done it without you. This is our award, and we have them on the wall at the police department. They're prominently displayed because it does mean a lot to us to have this.
Hey, Chief, give an idea what percentage of the agencies in the U.S. are CLIA?
It's somewhere around 1% of agencies, and I previously served in an agency that was CLIA accredited, and it took a number of years. It took over almost a decade just to get through the first process, and this police department did it within the first 3 years when it first got certified.
When you say agencies, that's not just local, that's state patrols, FBIs, anybody involved in policing, right?
It's local and county and
Local
state.
and county and state, okay. Thank you, congratulations.
Thank you.
Ms. Myers, administrator's report, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple quick items. First, again, my sincere thank you to Scott Lyons, Chief Lyons, and his accreditation team for pursuing excellence with your accreditation. Thank you, Chief. Additionally, we are continuing to work on the preliminary 2019-2020 budget. Mayor Black and I, of course, want council input, so I will ask Kendra to schedule a time for us to meet within the next couple weeks or so we can hear about your priorities for the budget. Lastly, I just want to provide a huge thank you to Laura Schwartz and the Papillion Community Foundation, along with city staff and all the others who made Papillion Days a great success again. What a great event, and adds to the Papillion charm. So again, my sincere thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Councilman Klug. Second by Councilman Gaines. Do you have any proponents? Any opponents? Any council discussion? Please vote.
7 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Next is item D1, Ordinance 1841, an ordinance to annex certain real estate to the city of Papillion, Nebraska, and to provide for an effective date. Is there a council member that will introduce? Introduced by Councilman Ingberg. If anybody's here interested in the annexation proposal, the way the process will work, the introduction is tonight by a council member. No other action will be taken tonight. The next council meeting will be a public hearing. Anybody can speak for or against in regards to that. We won't take any action that night. It'll be 2 weeks after that at the third council meeting where there'll actually be council discussion and debate. Next is item D2, related item, Ordinance 1842, an ordinance to change the official zoning map of the city of Papillion in accordance with Section 20532 of the Papillion Municipal Code to adopt a zoning map and to apply existing or future zoning regulations, property use regulations, building ordinances, electrical ordinances, plumbing ordinances, and all other regulatory ordinances of the city of Papillion pursuant to Nebraska Revised Statute 16901 and to provide for an effective date. Is there a council member that will introduce? Introduced by Councilman Glover. Item D3, Ordinance 1848, an ordinance to approve a change of zone from R2 single-family residential medium density to MU mixed use for the property legally described as Outlot A, Granite Falls, generally located northeast of South 114th Street and Highway 370. The applicant is BHI Development LLC, Granite Falls Mixed Use District. Is there a council member that will introduce? Introduced by Councilman Stubbe. Item D4, Ordinance 1849, an ordinance to approve the issuance of building refund bonds, Series 2019 of the Municipal Facilities Corporation with principal not to exceed $5,900,000. Is there a council member that will introduce? Introduced by Councilwoman Klug. As is typical on bond issuances, staff is recommending a waiver of the second and third ordinance readings. That does require a supermajority. Just for the public or anybody listening, the logic behind generally requesting that waiver is we're subject to interest rates. The interest rate on the bonds is not set until we go to market. If we don't waive, it'll be actually 2 council meetings from now, so almost a month. And within a raising rate environment, we don't want to take that risk, which is why then we request the waiver. This does require a supermajority, and it's of the total council. We have 1 council member absent, so we will need 6 of the 7 to vote yes if there is a waiver. Is there a motion to waive the second and third readings for Ordinance 1849? Motion by Councilman Ingberg, second by Councilman Jaworski. Do we have any proponents? Any opponents? Any council discussion? Can you turn your microphone on?
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sunday.
You said we're in a raising interest rate environment. I wasn't aware of that. What's the basis of that? I mean, how do we know the rate's going to be higher or lower in 2 weeks?
It's a gamble. It's just what the market's going to do. So when's the Fed going to meet? What are their speculations of what they're going to do with rates? The talk and the direction they give might affect other rates. People are going to look what's the 5-year and the 10-year treasuries do, and those can change every day. So it's just the general environment. We're not in a lowering rate environment, and we're definitely not in a stable rate environment. So that's the risk.
Well, honestly, it's a risk either way, isn't it? It could go down in 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
And so we're asking to change the rules on something that we're not sure about, right?
We don't know is absolutely true. Yep. Only the market knows, and it only knows when we get there. Any other council discussion? Please vote on the request to waive second and third.
Six yeas, one nay by Sunday.
Motion passes. Is there a motion to approve ordinance 1849? Is there a motion to approve ordinance 1849? Motion by Councilman Jaworski. Second by Councilman Stube. Any council discussion? Please vote.
Seven yeas, zero nays.
Motion passes. Thank you. Item F1, Resolution R19-0004. A resolution to approve amendments to the master fee schedule pertaining to fees associated with extension of deadlines relating to preliminary plats and final plats, Sumter Amphitheater, liquor licenses, watershed management, and sanitary sewer and water connection fees, as well as amending language related to the Papillion Landing Recreation Center and Field House. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R19-0004? Motion by Councilman Gaines. Second by Councilman Jaworski. Are there any proponents? Any opponents? Any council discussion? Please vote.
Seven yeas, zero nays.
Motion passes. Item F2, Resolution R19-0119. This is a public hearing and a vote. A resolution to approve an application for moving a building or structure permit to move one building from its current location at 1701 Hardwood Drive to its future location at 10520 South 123 Avenue. The applicant is Papillion Public Schools. Just for the record, the staff report and the agenda noted one building. It's actually two buildings, and we'll call for an amendment about that later. But I just want to make that clear before the public hearing. I'll open the public hearing. Do we have any proponents? Do we have any opponents? Close the public hearing. Do we have a motion to approve Resolution R19-0119? Motion by Councilman Glover. Second by Councilwoman Klug. Now that we've got a motion and a second, I would ask that because of that error, noting one instead of two, that we're going to request a motion to amend just so the record's clear on that typo. So is there a motion to amend Resolution R19-0119 to reflect two buildings instead of one? Some motion by Councilman Ingberg. Second by Councilman Jaworski. Do we have any proponents? Any opponents? Any council discussion? Please vote on the motion to amend.
Seven yeas, zero nays.
Motion is amended. Do we have any council discussion on the motion as amended? Please vote on Resolution R19-0119 as amended.
Seven yeas, zero nays.
Motion passes. Item F3, Resolution R19-0125, a resolution to approve a request for private water supply well for 5885 Moss Road. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R19-0125? Motion by Councilman Jaworski. Second by Councilman Glover. Do we have any proponents? Is the applicant here? Okay. Do we have any opponents? Any council discussion? Please vote.
Seven yeas, zero nays.
Motion passes. Item F4, Resolution R19-0126, a resolution to approve an interlocal agreement for continuation of the Papillion Creek Watershed Partnership. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R19-0126? Motion by Councilman Stube. Second by Councilman Gaines. Do we have any proponents? Opponents? Council discussion? Please vote.
Seven yeas, zero nays.
Motion passes. Item F5, Resolution R19-0127, a resolution to approve an interlocal agreement for continuation of the Southern Sarpy Watershed Partnership. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R19-0127? Motion by Councilwoman Klug. Second by Councilman Stube. Do we have any proponents? Opponents? Council discussion? Please vote.
Seven yeas, zero nays.
Motion passes. Item F6, Resolution R190128, a resolution to approve the Sarpy County and City's wastewater agency's amended fiscal year 2018-2019 budget. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R190128? Motion by Councilman Glover. Second by Councilwoman Klug. Do we have any proponents? Opponents? Council discussion. Please vote.
7 yeas, 0 nays.
No committees were met other than the MFC, but that was just in relation to the bonding action we took. Anything else to report out? Okay, thank you again. Do we have any comments from the floor? Seeing none. Any council comments? Just a couple of updates. We had a United Cities meeting. Not a lot to report out on that because the legislature's wrapping up, so it's mainly that report, and interim studies haven't announced yet. What I would say, though, is if there's any legislation that you are interested in, early summer's not too early to raise that. We can be talking about that over the summer. Now, we are in the second year of the biennium, so I don't know if a lot will get introduced, but it's not too early to talk about that. So if you've got anything, let us know. The Papillion La Vista Schools Foundation had their annual golf tournament. Went out for that. The Lions Club had their annual Hops for Harmony, which is a fundraiser for Project Harmony. Went out for that. Thanks to everybody that attended the Facebook grand opening. I don't think people can comprehend the scale of that project. They're a big impact, and they're becoming very good local community supporters, so thank them for that. A lot of events for Papillion Days. Thanks for everybody, all the council that was in the parade. Thank you for that, and all the other events that we happened. But again, another big public thank you to Laura Swartz and all of her work in the foundation. She put in a lot of hours for that. Alan, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I think everybody has met Alan, and he is officially on board now, so thank you very much. Mr. Stubbe.
Yeah, you already mentioned Papillion Days, and I also want to extend my appreciation to everybody that works on that. One question with regard to attendance, do we have an idea as far as what kind of feedback you get from the vendors that are down in the park, and also an idea as far as how many people attend the parade? Obviously, we ran out of candy, so we know there are a lot of people along the route. So,
I haven't talked to Laura at the foundation or Tony or Jeff about the attendance, but just I know it was way up. Friday night in the vendor area was big. I think the lines at the carnival were a lot longer than usual. There were a lot more people on the parade route. Just all the way around, I think there were a lot more people. But good news is I don't think hardly any complaints. Even with long lines, people were happy. So want to thank them for that. But I think a lot of times they'll start getting an idea maybe what was there. They got to wait a sample, but I haven't heard yet. Any other council comments? I think just last comment, just want to give condolences to the city of Gretna. People aren't aware they had a tragic accident last night involving 5 teenagers, 15, 16 years old, and 4 of them were killed and 1 is in the hospital. So the school district and the entire city is mourning. Chief, just kind of, I know that affects first responders, so just pass that on into that world as well. So just condolences for that. I think that's all I've got. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by Councilman Gaines. Second by Councilman Sunday. Please vote.
7 yeas, 0 nays.
We are adjourned.